Morning, Gregory. Morning, Jayantha. All right, let's get started on page 10. It's English today. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. A second time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time I go to the Sangha for refuge. A third time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time I go to the Sangha for refuge. The 3 refuges are complete. Hello, Matthias. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sensual misconduct. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Having well undertaken and kept the 5 precepts together with the 3 refuges, one should strive on with diligence. With morality, good rebirth is gained. With morality, wealth is achieved. With morality, perfect peace is attained. Therefore, morality should be purified. Welcome, Mario. Good to see you. All right, page 24. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Such indeed is the Sublime One, worthy, perfectly enlightened, perfect in true knowledge and conduct, well gone, knower of the world, supreme trainer of persons to be tamed, teacher of gods and humans, enlightened and exalted. Well expounded is the Dhamma by the Sublime One, directly visible, unaffected by time, calling one to come and see, leading onwards to be realized by the wise. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing well. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is of upright conduct. The order of the Sublime One's disciples has entered the right path. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing correctly. That is, the 4 pairs of persons, the 8 kinds of individuals. This order of the Sublime One's disciples is worthy of offerings and hospitality, worthy of gifts and salutation, supreme field of merit for the world. Good morning, Audrey and John. The Buddha, well purified, with ocean-like compassion, possessed of the eye of knowledge, completely purified, destroyer of the evils and corruptions of the world, I revere that Buddha with devotion. Homage to you, so nobly bred, homage to you amongst men supreme, peerless are you in all the world, may all homage be given to you. The teacher's Dhamma, like a lamp, divided into path, fruition, and the deathless, both itself transcendent and showing the way to that goal, I revere that Dhamma with devotion. Thoroughly understanding the Dhamma and freed from longing through insight, the wise one who is rid of all desires, calm as a pool unstirred by wind. Those to whom the Dhamma is clear are not led into other doctrines. Perfectly enlightened with perfect knowledge, they walk evenly over the uneven. Of all the medicines in the world, manifold and various, there is none like the medicine of Dhamma. Therefore, O monks, drink of this. Having drunk this Dhamma medicine, you will be ageless and beyond death. Having developed and seen the truth, you will be quenched, free from craving. The Sangha called to feel better than the best, who have seen peace, awakening after the Buddha's good way, who have abandoned attachment, the noble ones, the wise. I revere that Sangha with devotion. Happy is the arising of the Buddhas. Happy is the teaching of the true Dhamma. Happy is the unity of the Sangha. Happy is the discipline of the united ones. They go to many a refuge, those who have been struck by fear. They go to the mountains and forests, to parks and trees and shrines. But none of these is a secure refuge. None is the refuge supreme. Not by relying on such a refuge can one be free from all suffering. But one who has gone for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha sees with perfect wisdom the 4 noble truths: suffering, the arising of suffering, the transcending of suffering, and the noble eightfold path that leads to suffering's final end. This is the refuge that is secure. This is the refuge that is supreme. By relying on such a refuge as this, one is released from all suffering. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Buddha. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Dhamma. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Sangha. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Actors speak with a defiled state of mind, then suffering follows, as the cartwheel follows the foot of the ox. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Act or speak with a pure state of mind, then happiness follows, as your shadow follows you without departing. Impermanent are all conditioned things, affected by rising and falling away. Having arisen, they then must cease. Blissful is it when they subside. Abstaining from all evil, doing what is good, cleansing one's mind, this is the teaching of all the Buddhas. Patience is the highest practice. Nibbana is supreme, say the Buddhas. A mendicant does not harm others. A recluse oppresses no one. Not insulting, not harming, restrained according to the moral code, moderating in food, dwelling in solitude, engaging in higher mental development. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. By the blessings that have arisen from my practice, may my venerable preceptors and teachers who have helped me, mother, father, and relatives, male and female rulers, worldly powers, virtuous human beings, the higher beings, demons, and high gods, guardian deities of the world, celestial beings, Lord of death, friendly people, indifferent and hostile, may all beings be well. May the skillful deeds done by me bring you threefold bliss. May this quickly bring you to the deathless. By means of this meritorious deed and through this aspiration, may I quickly attain the cutting off of craving and clinging. Whatever faults I have until I am liberated, may they quickly perish. Wherever I am born, may there be an upright mind, mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May no harmful influences weaken my efforts. The Buddha is the unsurpassed protector. Dhamma is the supreme protection. Peerless is the silent Buddha. Sangha is my true refuge. By the power of these exalted ones may I rise above all defilements. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, secondary chanting. Continuing with Dhammacakkappavattana, page 113. Tanko panidang dukkha nirodang arya satchang satchikattanti me bhikkave pubbe ananu sute sudammesu chakkung udapadi jnanang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi idang dukkha nirodha gamani patipadariya satchanti me bhikkave pubbe ananusute sudammesu chakkung udapadi jnanang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi Tanko panidang dukkha nirodha gamani patipadariya satchang bhave tabbanti me bhikkave pubbe ananusute sudammesu chakkung udapadi jnanang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi Tanko panidang dukkha nirodha gamani patipadariya satchang bhavittanti me bhikkave pubbe ananusute sudammesu chakkung udapadi jnanang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi Yavakivang chame bhikkave emesu chatusu aryasachesu evang tipavitatang dvadasakarang yatabutang jnanadasanang nasu visuddhang ahosi nevatavahang abhikkave sadevake loke samarake sabrahmake sasamana brahmaniya Pajaya sadeva manusaya anuttarang sammasambuddhing abhisambuddho panchanya singming. Yato chako bhikkave yemesu chatusu aryasa chesu evang parivatang dvadasakarang yatta buttang jnana dasanang suvisuddhang ahosi attahang bhikkave sadevake loke samarake sabramake sasamana brahmaniya bhajjaya sadeva manusaya anuttarang sammasambuddhing abhisambuddho pachanyasming nyanyang cha panname dasanang udapadi akupame cheto vimutti ayang antimajjati nyatidani punabhavoti Edamavocha Bhagava Attamana Panchavaggiya Bhikkhu Bhagavato Basitong Abhinandunti. Alright, English. This noble truth of the cessation of suffering has been realized. Thus, bhikkhus, in regards to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. This, bhikkhus, is the noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. Thus, bhikkhus, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. This noble truth of the way leading to cessation of suffering is to be developed. Thus, bhikkhus, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. So long as, bhikkhus, as my knowledge and vision of these four noble truths as they really are in their 3 phases and 12 aspects. Remember, the 3 phases are recognizing what it is, recognizing the action that needs to be done. So this is the noble truth of dukkha. That's the first. The second is the noble truth of dukkha is to be understood. And the third is the noble truth of dukkha has been understood. And so that's what the breakdown here is. I did not claim to have awakened to the unsurpassed perfect enlightenment in this world with its devas, maras, and Brahma, in this generation with its ascetics and Brahmins, its devas and humans. But when my knowledge and vision of these four noble truths as they really are, in their 3 phases and 12 aspects, was thoroughly purified in this way, then I claim to have awakened to the unsurpassed perfect enlightenment in this world with its devas, Mara, and Brahma, in this generation with its ascetics and Brahmins, its devas and humans. The knowledge and vision arose in me. Unshakable is the liberation of my mind. This is my last birth. Now there is no more renewed existence. This is what the Sublime One said, elated to bhikkhus of the group of 5, delighted in the Sublime One's statement. All right. Let's go to Thought of the Day, page 261, second paragraph from the top. Karuna sahagatena cetasa ekang disang paritva viharati tatta dutyang tatta tatyang tatta chatutang iti uddammado tiriyang sabbaddi sabbattataya sabbavantang lokang karuna sahagatena cetasa vipulena mahagatena apamanena averena abhyapajjena paritva viharati. I will abide pervading 1/4 with the heart imbued with compassion, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth. So above, below, and all around, and everywhere, and all to all as to myself. I will abide pervading the all-encompassing world with a heart imbued with compassion, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility, without ill will. Hello, friends. So we continue our journey through the Brahma Viharas, and we are now on compassion. And I spoke yesterday about how all the other Brahma Viharas kind of flow from having the goodwill and the friendliness towards all beings. And I spoke very briefly about how when we're talking about something like compassion, we're talking about a transcendent compassion. And this explains exactly why, right? By pervading the entire world with compassion, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, no limits, expansive, inclusive, right? Without hostility and without ill will. So this is including every being. This is not including people who you don't like, oppress or reverse oppress and all these kind of things, right? This is, or you see somebody suffering, on the street, and you have compassion for them, but somebody's walking by and maybe they look, well dressed and they look like everything, good is going for them, and you have no compassion for them. This is not the Buddha's compassion. This is not this is not karuna that the Buddha is talking about here, right? This is obviously a transcendent compassion, right? A compassion that is at the level of samsara, not what people do that you see. That's part of it, obviously, but seeing at a grander, deeper level, understanding the reality that we're in, just naturally brings up compassion for yourself and all beings. That this is a transcendent compassion. This is something that really, transcends in line with wisdom, transcends in line with insight, to really understand what is meant by abundant, exalted, immeasurable, limitless compassion. This is not, just like metta is not an inbuilt natural state of beings, transcendent compassion is also not an inbuilt natural state of beings. We have compassion for some people and not for others. Even if they're not bad people, they're not our party, they're not our whatever, something bad happens to them, oh well, sucks to be them. Right? We don't have compassion for them, even though we might claim to be such compassionate people. My side is the compassionate side. All this kind of fakery and egoistic buffering up. But this is the way one should practice compassion, right? One should develop along with their metta, along with their insight and wisdom. Develop compassion for all beings, because we understand all beings are siblings in suffering. And as you know how the samsaric state is not exactly the best state to be in, you realize, you understand, well, everybody else is stuck in this too. So it's not worth having anything besides metta and karuna. All right, friends. So with that, Sukhi Hotu, may you be happy and at ease. Practice well and be well. May you have a spiritually successful and peaceful practice until we meet again, which, if I'm alive, should be tomorrow morning for another morning monastery experience. So have a good day.